Salam to all of you. Thank you very much for inviting me. And I would like really to thank you. It's very early here in Brussels, but to thank the victims. I just would like a few words to share with you, to emphasize, first of all, the very timeliness of the event. It has been said in the previous speech that the 10 December, International Day of Human Rights, it is true, but this should not be a day. This should apply every day. We should not protect human rights and promote them on the 10th of December, but that should be a mainstream issue that is actually going through everything at all times. The event also comes very shortly after the 2020 Afghanistan conference, which has reiterated a number of issues that are the issue of the day. And it also coincides with, as you know, a very important phase of the intra-Afghan negotiations. So thank you very much for this organization. Let me first express continuing extremely high level of violence which is going on now and for many months, and which is in contradiction with the US-Taliban agreement. But even more so, I would say, which is in contradiction with the spirit of a genuine engagement in the peace talks. The acts of violence that we are seeing today are so numerous beyond statistics. They each represent individual tragedies. They each represent family tragedies, loss of lives of the loved ones, homes and basic life conditions shattered, and prospect of lives ruined. This is why the EU has been very consistently calling for an immediate and permanent ceasefire. This is why the EU is trying not to continue talking about a reduction of violence, but to concentrate on the ceasefire. Why? Because the reduction of violence actually justifies slightly reduced, and this is not acceptable. The reduction of violence has been tried for almost a year and it failed. So we need to follow what our leaders, our political leaders, express publicly in calling for an immediate ceasefire and stick to that terminology. After decades of conflict, the Afghan society is deeply wounded. And I would like here to share the pain with all of you. It is our collective responsibility to listen to the testimonies of all victims, to amplify their voices, and to make the very painful process of truth-telling become one of the building blocks of a cohesive, inclusive, and modern Afghan society. The EU is a committed and principled partner, or at least we try to do so. Not perfectly, I'm sure, but we try our best with genuine intentions. And in this regard, I would like to refer to the political orientations that have been unanimously adopted by the 27 countries. Provides political and financial support for the people of Afghanistan, notably in assisting the victims of the conflict. I would like also to recall the statement of the EU High Representative for Foreign Policy and Security, Mr. Borrell, at the opening session of the 2020 Afghanistan conference a few days ago, where he said that the outcome of the peace process should be owned by the population at large. And in order to achieve the necessary legitimacy, the process must be inclusive of women, youth, minorities, and victims of wars, who must all be heard and their rightful demands addressed. Only a broad-based and national consensus on the foundation of the future Afghanistan will lead to lasting peace. end of quote. So I would like to express here satisfaction that this principle was also reinforced by the joint political communiqué of the Geneva Conference, which underscores very clearly the importance of this issue. Transitional justice can take different shapes, can take different forms, can take different names even, and certainly needs to be adapted to the specificities of the country. What matters is the content, the main pillars around which it will be built, and that are justice, accountability, and reconciliation. I'd like to refer also to the testimony you recently heard of a mother who lost her daughter and who made it clear this is not about wanting revenge. It's most of all about wanting a new chapter in the history of Afghanistan, marked by lasting, genuine peace and human dignity for all. So as negotiations are ongoing on the future of the country, the degree of inclusivity of the process will be a direct determinant of the ownership and of the legitimacy of the outcome for all Afghans. Both sides today, the Afghan government and the Taliban movement, must have the necessary political will to involve the victims of a justice-centered peace may vary, but will in any case be the subject of difficult discussions and choices. What is a first necessary step is to acknowledge the grievance, the pain, the suffering by a large part of the population and the intention to address them. So today's convention is a remarkable opportunity to launch a concerted, audible advocacy for all victims of war, also on behalf of and in tribute to those who cannot be here today. I am extremely proud that the EU could contribute, along with other international partners, and representative gathering. And I sincerely, from here, far away in Brussels, in Europe, I wish you all there in Kabul very useful, very fruitful deliberations, and know that the EU will continue to accompany your efforts on these extremely important issues for the future of your country. Thank you very much, and I wish you a good day.
Thank you so much, respected Ambassador. Thank you, respected Roland Kobia, because of your words and also your supports, respected Naderi. Now we are looking for you. How can we have peace which is victim-oriented? Please tell us. And considering the agenda, we give the podium to State Minister for Peace, and we listen to His Excellency, Mr. Naderi.